Yes, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everyone, now I want to speech about Siroh Muhammad. In here, I am speech using a presentation like slide. Okay, let's go to the presentation. Siroh Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad descendants. The first is here in Muhammad, and from the father, and this is from the mother. The father's name is Abdullah, and the mother is Aminah. Okay, next. History. Birth of the Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad was born on the 12th of Rabiul Awal in Mecca. In the years of the elephant, he lived in a village in Bani Hashim. Father's name was Abdullah, and his mother's name was Aminah. When giving birth to Aminah, assisted by Sifa binti Amr, the mother of Abdurrahman bin Auf, to tell the good news about the birth of the grandson to Abdul Muttalib, grandfather. When the Prophet Muhammad was born, the father had been first before the Prophet Muhammad was born. Okay, next. In the breastfeeding time, Prophet Muhammad was breastfed by Halimah for 6 years, plus volunteering the abundance and the abundance of the blessing. He was blessed by Halimah. He was fostered by Halimah for 6 years. Actually, Halimah is very poor, and even the god don't produce milk from the dirt to drink. But when Halimah was taking care of the Prophet Muhammad, blessing come for them. Gods that produce abundant milk for them to drink. They, their cows got brought to many, which they called cat to eat. But when Muhammad was finished feasting, Halimah still wanted to take care of him until he was big. But in one day, while playing, Muhammad was taken to a quiet place by Jibril to clean his chest, to be washed, to be holy. And this is usual the beginning of being a prophet. Important even before becoming prophet. Back to life of the loving mother. When he returns to Muhammad's mother's lap at the age of 6, Aminah's mother to take him to Medina, to his grandfather's uncle's house in Ban Abi an-Najjar, and they stayed for a month. And then in the Medina, uh, Muhammad and his mother Aminah and his grandfather Abdul Muttalib and his assistant Ayman, they go to his uncle's house in Bani an-Najjar, and then he stayed for a month. And was and he go to back to Medina. Aminah is getting sick, and Nam Chiti is Al Abwa, and then the 5 days later, Aminah died, and she was buried there. Then they went home with Abdul Muttalib and his assistant Ayman in the care of a loving grandfather. Because his mother died, Prophet Muhammad was raised by his grandfather. Then his grandfather died when the apostle was 8 years old and was raised by his uncle. And in here, his grandfather is so very, very love he like his son. Next, when the uncle raised Muhammad, he took uncle to care him with the poverty knowledge here. When the uncle raised Muhammad here, the grandfather, because why Muhammad taking care of with uncle, because his grandfather is dead, and then now he raised Muhammad with uncle who raised him, And one day Muhammad was brought to sail to Syria with Khalifa Quraysh when he was 12 years old. When they arrived in town, the name was Way of the Busra, on the outskirts of Syria. They were met by Christian priest whose name is Buhaira. Buhaira said, "This child is the leader of the universe. This child is the messenger of the Lord of the universe. He was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a mercy to the entire universe." And then the people say, "How do you know?" Buhaira replied, "Actually, when you can block and the trees prostrate and they prostrate to a prophet. I really know the protect stem is resembling an apple under the cartilage of his shoulder. More information is in our book, and there are also clouds that follow it, and Buhaira really respect the rival of the Quraysh Caliphate, but they are thought wouldn't respect it. After returning from Sham, Muhammad did the work of hiding gods in the childhood. In the Fidel War. In the month of Shawwal, when Muhammad was 10 years old, there was Fidel War, namely a war between tribes. Hilde, Quraysh and Kinana. Quraysh is like tribes Muhammad. The name is Quraysh. Quraysh and Kinana tribes fought the Coast Island tribes. In here, Muhammad become like assistant. He give child role like uh you know he he like missile yes. Okay, next. But okay, wait. But in the there is Vidal war. Prophet role to help his uncle and ended in pain. But in here he saw oh, okay. Go to Sham and have intercourse with Khadijah. Khadijah has a business for the business people. Sell here Rasulullah uses his business for selling capital. And here Khadijah provides more capital for Muhammad. Here is Khadijah is very rich woman because he opened business for business people sell. Okay, next. And then a few years, Khadijah and Muhammad is married. Prophet Muhammad and Khadijah were married at the age of 25, and Khadijah was 40 years old because she has been married twice, but her husband died. And in her, Muhammad is already done become a prophet. Okay, everyone, maybe that's all from me. Thank you very much for the watching video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the video. Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye, everyone.